Okay.
Welcome, I'm Victor, and I'm a software engineer at Genspark.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nellie. I am not a software engineer, and I'm here to ask the questions that you are all probably thinking. And Victor, why don't you tell us a little bit about why we're here today?
So we are here today to talk about Genspark Claw and to set up like an end-to-end user experience. To help users to use Genspark Claw more effectively.
Yes, and it is our first ever episode for Genspark Academy, which is the show where you learn how to vibe work. And I'm here to really learn alongside all of you. So let's start with a super easy question. Victor, what is Genspark Claw?
Genspark Claw is Genspark's own Claw app. It is hosted on the cloud. No need to install anything, and we hope it will be a way more friendlier. It will create like a friendlier user experience than like the traditional OpenClaw.
And for those people that maybe are not familiar, what is OpenClaw? So what is it exactly?
OpenClaw is, I like to say it as your AI sidekick. So what does that mean? You can view it as like an AI that has full control of a computer.
So it's way more autonomous is what you're saying.
Yes.
Got it. So what about more kind of complex things? So when we're doing workflows, when you would have to maybe search step by step, do we have to do any of that when we're using something like a Genspark Claw?
Yeah, so basically for Genspark Claw, what sets apart Genspark Claw from the traditional OpenClaw is that for OpenClaw, you start with an AI and a computer, and you have to build everything from scratch. So you have to teach it how to research, how to browse the web, how to write code. But for Genspark Claw, what we have launched alongside with Genspark Claw during our Workspace 3.0 launch is the Genspark CLI. So it acts like a natural bridge that allows full Genspark agent capabilities inside Genspark Claw. So you can just ask the Genspark Claw to use a Genspark research tool to research information about NVIDIA and AMD stock, and no installation are needed for this.
Interesting. So I think I understood some of that, but not all of that. But I'm sure we're going to get more into it as we kind of start our broadcast here. So just to begin, I'm sure some of the people watching us already have a Genspark account. So how do they get started? How do they activate their claw? Where do they have to go?
Okay, so for here, you should see on the Genspark homepage. And right in here, you will see a claw icon. You click on it. For the first time, you'll hit Start Now, and you will actually purchase a virtual machine here. So virtual machine is basically a computer running on the cloud. So we have annual plan, monthly plan, and there's a powerful plan and a standard plan. Then it will direct you to the Stripe payment page, and after you have finished paying, it will create the virtual machine automatically for you. But since we only have limited time, we will just skip to a brand new Genspark Claw instance that I have just created.
Victor, before we move on, you mentioned something called a virtual machine. What's a virtual machine?
A virtual machine is a computer running on the cloud. So basically, it has like a file system. It has like an operating system. Maybe it's Windows, maybe it's Mac, maybe it's Linux, and it's just like a computer that sits somewhere in the world.
So you're saying that instead of having like a Mac Mini, like some of these other products that I've been hearing a lot about, we basically have our own separate computer, a second computer in addition to the one that you're using, but it's fully hosted online and in the cloud.
Yes.
Very, very cool. That's amazing. And this interface looks super simple, but why don't you walk us through how would somebody actually get started with using Claw?
Okay, so we have just initialized this weird cloud computer. Okay, so we have built a tutorial page for you to try out different things like drafting emails, creating docs and slides, and in here you can actually choose the model that the Genspark Claw runs on. But I think the easiest way is just to say hi to the claw.
Let's say hi to it, and we'll see what it says. What are some of these other kind of channels on the side here?
Yes. So what do you want to give?
It wants to be named. Okay, let's try to think creatively, except unfortunately I'm really not creative. All the names of my stuffed animals growing up were things like, you know, puppy was the puppy stuffed animal, koala was the koala stuffed animal. So let's maybe combine my name and Claw. How about something like Clonelli?
Can you type in here? Yeah.
Okay. Clonelli. Let's remove the W and make it a little bit more trendy.
Clonelli. Okay.
Clonelli.
Oh, so it likes the name.
It. Okay. That's cute.
Yeah. So okay. So let me walk you guys through more of this. So in here, the channels tab, you can like connect your WhatsApp, Slack, Discord, Telegram, whatever. So basically, not only like you can not only chat with your Claw through the Genspark website, you can also just chat it on your WhatsApp or on your Discord. Yeah.
So I could shoot Clonelli a text if I wanted to.
Yeah, of course. And like, yeah, like it even has its own like email address.
Oh, and so I could email it too.
Yeah, you can email it and like ask it to like send you back something. It has like a domain which it can like create websites and host websites, and we'll try that later in this live show. For like the more techie people, this is the proof that it's actually a computer. We have like a terminal which like I don't know, I can actually type in like a command. You can see I'm at a desktop. So yeah, so there's like a desktop, like everything, just like every computer. So yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of words I don't recognize in the terminal.
Okay.
But I won't be using that, but I may be actually texting it or chatting with it through the Claw. I wonder if we could zoom in on the demo a little bit more. I see someone in the chat here has mentioned it's a little hard to see. Is that something we can do?
Yeah. So actually, me and Nelly before this show, we have it's like Nelly wanted me to like build something. Basically like her personal dashboard where she wants to see like the weather, like the news. So instead of me typing everything, I have already like made it wrote like a prompt. So so let us feed feed this into our Claw, and then ask it to do some magic for us.
That is a long prompt.
Yeah.
Could you zoom in on the screen a little bit so that all these details on the side are a little bit bigger? Would that be possible?
Oh yeah, sure. Okay.
Great. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, so we spoke with Victor a little bit this morning about some of the things that would be really helpful for me for the Claw, and we thought a good use case to show you would potentially be something kind of general. One of the things that I really struggle with in my role is just making sure that I'm ready for the day. I wake up and I'm kind of overwhelmed with all this different information that I need to keep track of. So I wanted something where I could quickly scan everything that was happening and kind of get up and running very, very quickly. So the things that we wanted to include are things like Genspark Buzz on social media, a Luma event page, maybe with a map so that we could see what was happening with events in the region, images of Genspark in the press, maybe some fun, weird news to make me smile as well. Those were just a couple of the things we discussed. I work on events and a lot of other stuff at Genspark, so I'm constantly switching between a lot of different tools and trying to keep up with a lot of different things that are happening in media and with some of you all. So hopefully this helps me start my day with a stronger position every single day. But while the Claw is thinking, I figured maybe we could go through some questions. Okay. So chat, if you guys have questions, please send them through, and Victor and I will do our best to answer them. Probably mostly Victor, because I may not actually know the answers. But yeah, we'll give you a second to think of those. But while you do put those in the chat, Victor, why don't we start with why Genspark Claw?
Okay, so there are like multiple reasons to this. First of all, as I said, it has like all the Genspark capabilities already built into the Claw. So you no longer have to, teach her how to build PowerPoints. You no longer like need to teach her how to research, do deep research, how to look at like stock information. Everything's already built in. And second, I have talked with many the OpenClaw community, like many people who have used or try to use OpenClaw. And the number one obstacle is that it just takes lots of effort for normal users to set up. It requires like all the keys, like and everything. To be honest, it's not feasible to most of the users. And third, running it on like a cloud instance is like a natural security layer, because like you don't want OpenClaw to like read all your passwords, to read all to read all your files. Yeah.
Right. So you have way more control over what you
Yes.
give it access to.
Yes, of course.
That's really, really cool. And yeah, I can attest to how easy it is to set up. We had our first Genspark Claw party on Monday at our Palo Alto headquarters, and I saw a whole bunch of people get up and running within just about 10 minutes, and that was really awesome to see. All right, let's take a look at the chat and see if anything has come through. There is someone who wants to know how Genspark Claw compares to other AI coding assistants for debugging workflows. Victor, you are the perfect person to ask about that.
Yeah, so yeah, like as like a programmer, Genspark Claw is right now it is like it's my AI sidekick, like essentially like, and it is like an essential part of my workflow. So every hour it pulls the latest code from the code base, and it analyzes like not only my code but also like my colleagues' code, like what are we all doing, and like every once in a while I'll read a code base to make sure I'm all caught up in everything, because like in Genspark we just write so many code and like it is impossible for me to like read every line of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think anyone can see that that is true just by the speed at which we release products, right? I haven't been here very long, and I've already been here for 2 or 3 different releases, which is incredible. All right, let's see what else there is. There's a computer engineering student in South Africa. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Using Claw for university projects, and they'd like to know how it helps with embedded system ideas.
Yeah, so so first of all, I also studied computer engineering in college. So yeah.
I did that.
Yeah. So okay, so Genspark Claw, it is a like as an AI sidekick, it can do everything related to code. So one scenario I like to do is to like Genspark Claw is just to brainstorm with it, and because it offers 2 things at the same time that previous 2 did not offer. It offers excellent coding capability, agentic coding capability, and it offers strong research capability. So not only you can during research, not only it can like research like the more general information to you, it can research information that is relevant to your code base, and it makes stuff like RAG embedding system like way easier to like set up. Yeah.
So it sounds like it's able to do a lot of the kind of thinking
Yes.
process, and
Yes.
you can collaborate with it
Yes.
in a very active way.
So like it can do like deep research while knowing your code base context. I feel like that's like
So it's kind of customized for you and your use case. That's really, really awesome. Okay, and maybe 1 or 2 more questions. When we're running in the cloud, is there any data privacy or protection in which the Genspark team isn't seeing ours or any other users of Genspark Claw? So basically, I think they're asking about the privacy of their projects within Claw.
Yes. So as I said, first of all, like each Claw, for each Claw, it is we set up like a separate virtual machine. So like data is like isolated. It's not shared between Claws. And second, we have like a 0 training option in the setting. If you turn that on, none of our data will be used for training.
So it's very private.
Yeah, very private.
Awesome. A 3-part question. Okay, we're gonna start with the first part, which is, will this allow API usage, and can we hook up other APIs?
Yeah, like API usage is like a natural capability of OpenClaw, and I want to suggest another use case, because like there's only very few websites or services that offers API service, that offers like APIs. Like many websites do not offer APIs. This used to be like a problem in like the AI agent age, but it is not a problem for OpenClaw. OpenClaw can basically just it's an AI controlling an entire computer. It can just type in an URL onto its browser, and then just like read through the read through all like the website content. So like not only like so like it doesn't even need an API to do things. Yeah.
So it can use the computer the same way you can.
Yes.
Really, really cool. So their second question was, can we create an email for Genspark Claw and give it access to email? And can we chat with this in Teams or other chat programs? So the answer, I think, is yes for both of those
the answer
things.
is yes. So like this is your Genspark Claw email address. And for connecting to different channels, it will take like a little bit of time, but let's just say you want to connect to your WhatsApp. You're going to click connect through the channels tab. Let's click connect. And then, it will, for every app, we have like, there will be instructions on how to set things up. And another thing for OpenClaw is that you no longer need to research how to set up this, how to set up that. Just ask OpenClaw, what do you need in order for me to set up this? And it will ask you all like the relevant information and set it up by itself. So
Genspark is guiding you, and it's letting you know what you need to do at the right time.
Yes, and like and like it often even has like a diagnosis, a Claw diagnosis agent. So what that means is that let's say your Claw is broken. Like if you're using like OpenClaw, then you have to like go through the code and like see what is wrong. But we have actually like built like an AI agent that fixes the Claw for you.
That's really, really cool. Okay, and perfect for someone like me.
Yeah. So I think the dashboard
is ready. Okay, wait 1 second. Before we move on to the dashboard, there's something that I wanted to mention, which is, of course, that we're doing a live raffle on the stream today. And we'll circle back to some more questions at the end. So don't worry if we didn't get to yours quite yet. So what are we giving away? We're giving away 1 month of free Claw to 5 users right now. So I think we're going to do that as part of the dashboard, right?
Yes. Let's look at the dashboard first.
Okay. Let's see what it came up with. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is the first try?
Yeah, the first try.
There's so much in it. Wow, okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's spend some time going through it.
So it shows you like the San Francisco weather, the tech market, like all like the hot stocks out there. Things about Genspark, all like the Twitter, like the Reddit like feeds, and everything. All like the fun news. You said you want to read something fun in the morning, right? Okay. All the Bay Area events on Luma. You can actually click these, and then here's something cool. It actually shows you where the events are. It's an interactive map.
And it makes sense that a lot of them are in San Francisco because this week is a huge conference for security folks. So a lot of them are probably connected to that. And it's helping me stay on top of that. So that's actually really, really useful for my role.
Yeah, and just some AI related like images, some search insights. Yeah, so great website for the first try, right?
Great to start, yeah. Okay, well then in that case, let's move on to the raffle.
Okay.
Yes.
So we want to give Genspark Claw like some challenge. 1 sec. So basically, I wanted to build like a raffle system from on the dashboard from scratch. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So Nelly, how do you want the dashboard to look like? Let's use the Genspark Speakly.
Nelly, can you add a raffle feature to the dashboard? Maybe like a random number generator from, let's say, 1 to 50. And you can only select each number 1 time. And every time I click the button, you can generate me a new button. And this will be a separate tile within the dashboard. Let's do something like that. And we'll see what it comes up with. We'll let it run for a moment. Okay. Oh no, I chose maybe a bad name for my Claw.
Okay, but OpenClaw is really tolerant,
It's true.
Yeah. Do we have any more questions? Well,
yes,
we can
there's
answer
a lot
more.
more questions.
Okay.
Did we finish going through everything on the side before we turn to those, just to make sure we've covered everything?
Okay, yeah, so I think we went to the tutorials channel. Let's check out the services. So, it has access to all like the major social media services like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. It can connect to all your entire Google Workspace, Outlook, Slack, Notion, Box, Zoom, and like for the business people, like it can manage your CRM, like using like the Salesforce and HubSpot capabilities.
Yeah.
It can do research for you.
That's great for me when I get leads from an event, for example. I never know where to put them.
Yeah.
So maybe I could put them into our CRM for me.
Yeah, and here you can actually access all the files in your in this cloud computer. So
What are some of these files? What is heartbeat? What is identity?
So heartbeat and identity is basically because OpenClaw and or Genspark Claw is kind of like your AI sidekick. It's just like a really smart guy using a computer. So it has personalities. It has its own work style, same as all of us. And these are and for us it might be in our neurons, it might be in our brain, but for Genspark Claw, it sits writing these files. So yeah.
So it's the background information it uses when it replies to you, and you can edit these probably.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you don't need to edit these. You can just tell Genspark Claw from now on how you should behave, and then it will figure out what files it needs to edit, and it will behave the way you want it to be right after, basically.
So I can tell it to start cracking jokes every message if I wanted it to. Awesome.
Yeah, and here it's a bit of a technical term, cron job. It's you can set up schedule task. Basically, for me, I'm a developer. I use it to pull the latest code from my code base every hour or every 2 hours. For Nelly, maybe after this you can set up a daily job that research all the daily news, and basically build a daily newspaper for you. And here's just some settings, and so here we are.
Okay. And I think our raffle is live, so why don't we go check on it?
Okay. This should be at the
Hopefully,
very bottom.
this is completely live. Okay, it's there. Amazing. Okay, so we're gonna start with 5 numbers who have been selected for 1 month free of Claw. And we're going to draw another 45 during this live stream. So if you haven't registered, there is going to be a Luma page. It's going to be, I think, dropped in the chat for you all. Register, and you will become part of the raffle for us. And at the end, there's actually going to be a very special surprise raffle, and that person's going to get a whole year of Claw on us, which is, I think, just an amazing offer.
Okay.
All right, let's start. Yeah, let's draw the first 5.
Okay. 18.
Number 18. That is going to be Shoko Igami.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Woo! And don't worry, we'll send you an email. So if you weren't able to join us on the live stream today, you'll still get a message from us. All right, let's do one more. 46. 46. 46.
And not only it draws the number, it also remembers which numbers have been picked.
I have the email address for this one, and the name is Zorogetsu, and please forgive me if I am mispronouncing that.
Do we draw all 5
Let's
now?
Let's draw all 5, yeah.
Okay. 24.
Number 24. Anushka Chakravarti.
Okay.
All right, and then 2 more.
7.
7. Leonardo Gouveia, and 1 more. 29. That is going to be Marcos Andrade. All right, congratulations. Those are the first 5 winners. So expect an email from us later today with your bonus. And the remaining 45, we will also draw after the session is over, and we'll announce the 1-year winner at the end of the session today.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, let's go back to answering a couple more questions.
Okay.
So one of the things that you mentioned earlier that I wanted to touch on briefly was something called a skill.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about what skills are?
Skill, I think you can just understand it. It's literally. So what does it mean for us when we learn a skill? It's we have established a workflow, and we want to replicate it in the future. And this is how skills for OpenClaw works in a similar manner. So basically, for me, I have been just trying on lots of things with a claw. Sometimes there were successes, so sometimes there were failures. But sometimes but for the success cases, I would want to replicate this in the future. And what I'll do is that I'll ask them to claw summarize what you did to generate the result. and then I'll say like put this into a skill. So like next time, I no longer need to go through all of like these interactions and burning tokens. I just ask Genspark Claw, okay, use this skill, do this to me.
Got it. So it sounds like what you're trying to explain is it's almost like muscle memory. So if you've done something, you know it works really well, you want the claw to remember how to do it again, so you can actually add it to your skills library.
Okay.
That makes total sense. And why do we want to necessarily add it to the skills library from a credits perspective, for example?
Yeah, well, you know, like just trying everything out, because like when you're like trying to establish a workflow, there's gonna be successes, but there's also gonna be failures. But you know, like it's gonna be indeterministic. You know, like and basically you do not want to just use AI models to brute force through everything. It's like, for example, like when calculating, say like 10 plus 10, like you don't need like an AI model. You can just like write like a script or something like this, right? So so like for skills, it saves your own time, because you no longer need to you know, like interact with the claw, like trying to figure things out together. But also like from the credit like standpoint, it's much more economical this way.
Very cool. Guys, isn't Victor so knowledgeable about all of this? I feel like I'm learning so much in just a couple of minutes that we've been talking here.
Yeah, I'm like the lead senior engineer in this company.
Gosh, I've really joined the dream team here, I think. Could you tell us just even more, like if we were to push it even further, like what if I wanted to save a whole bunch of credits? Can you give us your top tips for doing that?
Actually, let's go back to the dashboard here. So in here, for like, I'm using like my favorite model, Claw Opus 4.6, for this claw. But we offer like so much options. Like Opus 4.6 is very powerful, perhaps like the most powerful model for Genspark Claw, but it's also like pretty expensive. So there are like more options. Like you can use like a Sonnet model. You can use a GPT 5.4. You can use Gemini, and you can also use like some open source models like Minimax or Kimi. Like these are less well known, but you know, like these are actually really capable models. And it's like, and like the cost is like, I don't know, like 20% than say like Opus.
I see. So you're recommending that they experiment with the different models and see. Yeah,
because like you do not need like the best model for every task. Like sometimes if you're doing like repetitive work that does not require like much thinking, you can try the smaller, cheaper models. I've talked with like people, and like they say sometimes like you don't need like the best model to do everything. Like sometimes, you know, like if you have like build all your skills, like if you have, you know, just like figure out what like exactly how do you get to results. The cheaper models, like they're faster and cheaper and delivers like good enough results. Yeah.
Very interesting. There's something that I'm realizing I forgot to add to our dashboard. Can we add one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
I want to save myself even more time.
Okay.
Can we add like a 1 to 2 sentence summary at the top of the dashboard to summarize what's happening across all the fields below? And then let's go back to the chat for a couple more questions while it's loading there. Let me make sure we didn't miss too many up above. Wow, you guys have been really active in the chat.
Wow.
Let's see. What are some simple use cases that you suggest we try in our daily life?
I feel like you know, one suggestion I would give you is that, you know, you should analyze like just how you work, like when you get to the office, and when you like from the point when you get to the office and until you leave the office. Like think about like what are the repetitive work that could potentially be outsourced to OpenClaw.
So maybe offload some of the busy work so you can spend more time on more strategic tasks.
Yeah, so for example, like I don't receive like that much emails, but like probably like but Nelly probably does.
I do, yes.
Yeah. So for example, like instead of like just reading through all the emails, you can like let Genspark Claw read it first, like filter out like the top priorities, and for the rest of the emails, generate like a summary. Yeah. So like I feel like that would save like a ton of time.
Maybe it can really help me make sure that I'm responded to everyone and nothing is slipping through the cracks.
Yeah.
I do have a daily life use case that I saw very recently.
Okay.
We had our Genspark Claw party on Monday, and one of our co-founders shared a use case that he's been using in his daily life a lot, which is he uses our Genspark Claw to order all of his lunches to the office for the entire week. So he always forgets to order lunch, and he uses it to navigate our lunch ordering website, put it in the cart depending on what his specifications are, like maybe he wants more protein, and then it orders the lunch for him. And the other really cool thing that he's done is he's a big smart device person. And I mean, I don't know if you feel this way, Victor, but I have a couple smart devices, and all of them have a separate app. So what he actually did was he had his Genspark Claw hook up to all his applications for his smart devices, and now it does things like turn the lights on and off for him because he can just text it and tell it to do some things around the house.
And also like you can set up like a daily schedule, you know, like at what time turn the lights on, at what time turn the turn the lights off. You know, it also saves some energy.
I didn't even think about that.
So the summary is live right now. So
so quick. It's incredible just how fast it was able to make this. I mean, there's no way I could have built something like this without Claw, I think. Okay, let's go back and do just a couple more questions. I'll check how we're doing on time.
I like just to add on that it's not easy for like a software engineer to do this.
Either?
Yeah.
Okay, phew, I'm not alone.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. Where and how can we define a default model to use, like GPT 5.4 Mini or Nano? We're on that page right now.
So click on the switch model, and click the model that you want to use. You'll hit confirm, and then like from now on, like your Claw will use the model that you choose.
Someone says so skills can save tokens, and yes. That's exactly what we've been discussing. Does the Genspark Claw call all the native agents from Genspark to do some tasks? For example, AI slides, sheets, or does it use different frontier models?
That's an excellent question. I'll ask Genspark Claw. So I'll ask Genspark Claw this question. So what skills do you have?
I always personally forget that you can actually ask it questions about itself too.
Like one thing about like OpenClaw is that you no longer need to like go on like the internet and like search how to do this, how to do that. Just ask Genspark Claw, how do I set this up? And it will provide all the steps, all the credentials that it needs.
It's good because I can bother Victor less. I feel like I'm always standing up and Victor, how do I do this?
So so like here's like the powerful part about Genspark Claw is that it already comes with all the capabilities that you need, like web search, research, file management, running code, build websites and apps, generate video, generate images, and like all of these actually we have built like a Genspark CLI, basically like a command line tool where a computer can just create like a project and like use the Genspark agent that we have built.
So I don't know what a command line tool is.
Yeah.
But I think what you're saying is, yes, it uses the Genspark capabilities that you would have in Super Agent.
Yeah,
as well,
so
right?
it can use the Genspark capabilities as part of a skill.
I see. So we're back to skills again. Well, skills are very useful.
Skills is like the it's like the key for any Claw product.
Someone says, how can I create a thing in Genspark and or Claw to record my day and then assist in the future? I think that's also a skill, probably.
Yeah, so one part of Genspark Claw and like OpenClaw itself is like you can be creative on like on things. So for me as a developer, what I have figured out that is effective personally is that I would just, as I said, I would just use Claw to read the code regularly and give me all the updates. I don't know, like for Nelly, maybe it can like read her emails and like all like the event websites and like generate her like some summaries. Yeah.
I like the word that you used at the start, which was like an AI sidekick.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it's very quickly becoming for everybody at Genspark.
Yeah. Like,
and hopefully for all of you.
Yeah, like I don't know, like maybe like in like a couple months we'll talk more with Genspark Claw than our colleagues. So yeah.
Do we need to update our claws, or does Genspark do it?
Yeah. Genspark will handle it like automatically. You can check for updates here. Yeah.
Very cool. I think WhatsApp is amazing. You can do just about anything with it. Yes. Which is why we added the connection to it.
Yeah.
And how does it work on WhatsApp? I think we went through that earlier. Yeah. So if you rewatch the live, we showed a section where you can actually connect to our different channels. Yeah. Yes. And then, is it simple to add skills? And I think that's actually a great teaser for our future episode where we're going to dive much deeper into skills. Okay, and how are we doing on time? Let's just take a quick look here. Okay, looking pretty good. So we can take a couple more questions. Feel free to drop them into the chat. If we've missed you, just send it one more time and I'll make sure that we get to it. In the meantime, let us summarize. What are our 3 kind of key takeaways from today?
So we have explained what Genspark Claw is, and why should you pick Genspark Claw on top of other on top of OpenClaw and other Claw product out there on the market. Yeah. And what are there anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how easy it is to use, how it has all the Genspark capabilities, and we dabbled into skill creation. We teased our future episode on skill creation, so make sure you're tuned back in for that. There's maybe, let me just see if there's anything in the terminal that I haven't seen before that we want to cover, but I think this has been hopefully
I want to ask something. So like many people ask me, like, what is like a what's the difference between like Claw and an agent? Like if I'm already like using an agent, why should I switch to Claw?
That's a good question.
Yeah, my answer is that for agents, for Genspark, we also we have like an orchestration layer that interdeterministically calls like construct a workflow on the fly every time. You'll never get like the same workflow, but like the workflow is built on top of like our own tools that we have built ourselves. But for Genspark Claw, not only you can use these capabilities that Genspark offers, you can only build your own tools and your own skills, and you integrate Genspark with your own tools, which just unlocks like infinite capabilities.
So it's much more broad. It feels like the capabilities is even more autonomous.
Yes, I always say like OpenClaw is like Minecraft. Like you can just like you can build everything. Yeah.
Or Pocopia for those of you who are playing that these days. Okay, let's just make sure we haven't missed anything in the chat channel before we go to our final raffle for our 1 year free of Claw. Let's see. Can Genspark replace Slack? That's a strange question. I don't know if we can replace Slack, but we can certainly work within Slack. So you can have your AI sidekick within Slack, and you can message it just like you would a teammate.
Yeah.
And someone says, are we thinking of adding an explore area so we can see other creations on the app?
That's very interesting. I'll talk with the engineering team right after this.
So not yet, but that's why we listen to all of you in the community, because you bring such great ideas to us. One more plug for all of you is that we are launching a beta community. And if you are interested, please do sign up. This is where we're going to be able to work with all of you to test some of our new features. And then I think we can probably go to the raffle in just a moment.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so here we are. Do you want to do it now or?
Let me just take a look. Oh, I see there's a couple more chat questions that have come through actually. So sorry to withhold the drum roll, but I just want to make sure we get through the last few. Does Genspark have additional training on the website or in any other places that they can reference? I think the answer is our YouTube channel. There's a lot on our YouTube channel that shows you how to access Genspark tools, how to use them.
Yeah, actually for Genspark Claw, there's already a built-in tutorial section. So, you know, you can just go through each of them. And like after going through every, like if you go through everything, I'm sure you'll become like a pro. Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course, tune in for future Academy sessions where we'll be doing a lot more of this.
Yeah.
How do we find out about Genspark AI Bay Area events? The answer is subscribe to our Luma calendar. We will be adding a whole bunch more events throughout the rest of the year, and we hope that you'll be able to join us wherever you are. And they're going to be all over the world, not just the Bay Area. So make sure you subscribe and join us next time. And then, does Genspark Claw upload all workflows inside the AI drive?
No. It stores all like the skills and the workflows inside the virtual machine.
Got it. Okay, so it's a little bit different. Okay, sorry to withhold the big final moment from everybody, but I think we are ready now for our final raffle.
Yeah.
So let's draw one more number.
Okay.
And this lucky person will get a whole year of Claw on us.
Yeah, okay.
Drum roll, please.
Okay.
28. 28. Okay. Number 28. It is Malosna. I don't think I said your name right, and I do apologize.
Yeah, but congratulations.
Congratulations. Yes.
Wow.
And for the remaining 45 draws, we are going to do it off camera because I assure you it's not very interesting to sit here and watch us draw all of these numbers. But keep an eye on your inboxes throughout the rest of the day for our promotion. And give us some feedback. If you liked this episode, let us know. Let us know what you want to see next time. Let us know what we could do better. And let us know how you feel about Claw, too. So feel free to try it out. And we learn from all of you. And it is an amazing opportunity to be able to even be here to talk to all of you and to share with all of you.
Yeah.
So, yes, that is everything from us today. Genspark AI, summarizing. Basically, it's my amazing AI sidekick that has built me this amazing dashboard in what took it maybe 10 minutes flat, less than that. This is Victor. I'm Nellie. It was a pleasure being with all of you this afternoon. You guys have all got